Hi everyone, thank you so much for watching Chittarupa Yoga. I'm Laura Wilson, and today I wanted to share with you a few questions that I think it's important for everybody, especially those over 50, to ask themselves. We're going to look at how these particular things tie in to our fitness goals as far as longevity and having a good quality of life for as long as it lasts. So just settle in with me today. I'm going to begin by starting out, particularly those of you who are in your 50s, and even if you're older. The first question, how old do I expect to live? Or how old do I want to live? So think about medical advances and stuff and how they're going to go over the next 40 years. If you're 50, there's a good chance you could live to 100, at least 90 or 80. That's a minimum of 30 more years that you've got to go. So what I wanted to do is kind of break down and ask ourselves, what is 80 going to look like for me? So all of these next sets of questions are going to break down specifics of what 80 or 90 could look like for you. All right? So let's begin with, when I'm 85, let's say, do I want to be able to get myself out of bed, get myself to the bathroom? One of the things that made me think about doing these questions is working in senior living, assisted living, and seeing how many people can't do just basic things like that. So that's why it's very important for those of us who are younger particularly, but for any of us, to really focus on strength training and core work. Because when you're lying in bed and you want to get up, what do you need? You need to use your core, kind of like a sit-up, because you're sitting up. You go to the bathroom, you're going to squat down on the toilet, and of course getting out of bed and off the toilet, you're standing up. But when you're getting out of bed, you also are going to want to push yourself up. So having the strength, the physical strength to just do that basic daily activity is very important. So using weights added to your training, going into the gym and hitting those machines is very good for us, especially the older we get. And if you expect to live until 90, do you want to be able to do those things for yourself? The next question kind of leads straight from that. Do I want to wind up wearing diapers? Or even worse, having somebody else change me? It just so happens that incontinence is not a normal part of aging, despite what the adult diaper commercials and other media will have you believe. One thing that we can do to kind of help with that is pelvic floor exercises. The most popular one is called Kegels, K-E-G-E-L. Look it up. If you haven't heard about that by now and you're over 50, you need a new doctor. So working on those pelvic floor strengthening exercises to help us with holding it till we get to the bathroom. The other thing would be getting to the bathroom in time, of course, as soon as you start feeling the need. So strength, full body, as well as pelvic floor. That also helps us with the rest of our core work as well. Next question. Do I want to be able to go walking in the park, playing with my grandchildren, get up the stairs in my own home, or have sex? That's where cardio training comes in. And there's not been a lot of study for postmenopausal women, which is who every woman I'm talking to right now is. I've heard some doctors saying that it's more about length than it is intensity, like an hour-long walk a day, which doesn't have to be all at once. You can do 30 minutes in the morning, in the evening, 15 minutes, 4 times throughout the day. But I still feel that getting in some running and cycling or taking an aerobics class that gets your heart rate up will help with that aspect of our longevity, being able to continue to do the activities that we enjoy doing. A lot of the people I talk to outside of senior living and senior centers and stuff like that, it's all about continuing to be able to do the things I want to do. I'm focusing a little more right now on things we need to do. But if we want to be able to go to the mall and walk around, or like I said, hang out with our grandkids, we need to be able to deal with getting our heart rate up for those short bursts. So exercising with that intent is always helpful. Also, as far as maintaining our independence? Do I want to be able to drive, dress myself, feed myself, do my household chores? This is where yoga, flexibility training, and range of movement exercises come in handy, because in order to dress yourself, and I should have brought my jacket out here, you've got to put one arm in, you've got to reach around behind you, you've got to be able to do that if you want to reach up on the shelves to get, you know, a can of vegetables down or put your dishes up, just going to the back or putting your pants on. You've got to be able to get yourself in lots of different positions. If you're driving, you need to be able to look behind you both ways, to move, to back up, to move left, things like that. So you've got to be able to do those regular movements. So regularly training in stretching, like I said, programs like yoga, and just range of movement exercises. Any exercise that puts your joint through its full range of motion. A lot of people can't even lift their arms this high. So continuing to work on exercises that put you in that kind of a place, not just shoulders, but hips, knees, all of it. So think about the range of movement exercises. Next question, am I going to be afraid of falling, or am I going to be able to avoid falls? So focusing on that balance training right now. One of the things about taking classes at the fitness centers and stuff, they do a lot of strength, they do a lot of cardio. They don't do much stretching, and they don't do much balance training. And that's not just standing on one leg, but working on core work, working on, you know, one foot in front of the other things, or just walking slowly, balancing on that one leg. Because the older we get, I mean, we're all gonna fall, it happens. The older we get, the more likely it is, because of the breakdown in the strength, cardio, all these areas of fitness. So we wanna work on those and really train for balance. It takes longer to recover after a fall the older we get, and the older we get, the more likely we are to wind up needing surgery or something like that when we do fall. So, and again, we probably will. It happens to all of us at some point. But being able to recover, bounce back from it is important too. But if we train the balance, we're less likely to have that fall in the first place. And then we've covered strength, we've covered cardio, flexibility, range of motion, and balance. Now, let's think about our mind. Do I want to be able to remember all the good things that happened to me throughout my whole life? Do I want to remember how to do my regular daily activities? If we wind up in memory care or have Alzheimer's, we forget how to even feed ourselves, etc. We've already talked about the wearing diapers thing. So just so you know, it's not normal. This isn't normal either, to lose your memory that badly. You know, forgetting a few things here and there is one thing, but forgetting an entire experience as soon as it happened, that's another. So working on cognition, doing mind body activities like Tai Chi, or when I teach a cardio class, I'll do a little routine where we'll do this part, then we'll add another part, then we'll add another part, and at the end of class, I make them all do it without me calling it out, to see who remembers the routine, the pattern that we've developed throughout the class. So things like that, working puzzles, different things like that. Working on our physical fitness along with memory activities is really good, because our body and our mind are connected. And programs like yoga and Tai Chi are really good for working the memory, working the mind, as well as our body. So I'm curious to know, in the comments below, let me know if any of these questions in particular resonated with you, if they made you more aware of why it's important to look at each component of physical fitness, if it's inspired you like it inspired me to get out there and start exercising even more. Let me know in the comments below. And if there's other questions you think should have been in this list, add them to that comment list below. All right? Thanks again so much for watching me today. I'll see you next time.